Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about Marathon. So, just to preface this video, I am an avid Destiny player, although I haven't played the game recently, but I still consider myself to be an avid Destiny player, and I really did not care about Marathon prior to this weekend. As a matter of fact, if anything, if you'd asked me what I thought about Marathon, a few weeks ago or a few months ago, I would have likely had a negative opinion of the game just because I kind of wanted to hate it, right? You look at Destiny's recent decline in the past couple of years, and it's very easy to attribute that to Bungie's focus on Marathon. It's very easy to say, if Marathon wasn't a thing, Destiny 2 would be in a better state today. Right? But that may be wishful thinking, that may be, copium, but it's an easy attitude to adopt. And there was a part of me that definitely thought that way. But when I heard that Bungie was going to be doing this server slam and making the game free during this past weekend, I thought I might as well give it a fair shot. It was a small download, like a really small download by modern standards as well. So there was no excuse not to try it. And, just to cut straight to the point, I ended up having a lot of fun this past weekend. And I think Marathon is an objectively good game. So I could spend a lot of time going into detailed feedback on the various aspects of the game, but there's really only a couple things that I'm actually strongly opinionated on. Firstly, I want to talk about the TTK. There's pros and cons to having a high TTK. There's pros and cons to having a low TTK. And you're never going to be able to please everyone. Personally, I like the TTK where it's at right now, but that's just my personal preference, If they raise the TTK, it'll make some people happy, it'll make some people disappointed. It's just a matter of what the most people enjoy, I guess, and or maybe what aligns more closely with Bungie's vision for the game. One thing that I do want to say is that I don't think Marathon is going to be as susceptible to certain issues that are prevalent in other games that have low TTKs. A lot of times when a game has a particularly low TTK, it might lead to excessive camping or ratting. I think Marathon gives you a lot of tools and abilities to counteract that playstyle. I really don't think that ratting is going to be as viable in Marathon as it is in other extraction shooters. So that's all I've got to say as far as time to kill goes. The other thing that I wanted to speak about is the game's UI. Now, this is going to sound like I'm defending Bungie, and feel free to call me a shill or a bootlicker or some other ridiculous term. But I had no issues interacting with the game's UI. The people that I was playing with over the weekend, as far as I'm aware, also had no issues engaging with the UI. If they did, they kept it to themselves. I'm not saying that the game's UI is perfect, but it has been receiving a lot of criticism. And I think that if you are struggling with the UI to the extent that you go to social media to complain about it, I'm really questioning your literacy. If comprehending the Marathon UI was a challenge for you, you need to get off the internet right now and go read a book. Those are the only two issues that I'm really strongly opinionated on, the UI and the TTK. When it comes to the other aspects of the game, I just felt like I didn't have enough time to really form an opinion. One thing that really does stand out to me, though, is this game is receiving ridiculous amounts of hate, and I don't know where it's coming from. It's receiving too much hate for it to all be disgruntled Destiny players. One common theme that I've been seeing is that people are playing the game and they're not liking it. But instead of just admitting that maybe the game's not for them, they're petitioning the developers to make changes to suit their personal preferences. This attitude is not a new thing, and it's definitely not exclusive to Marathon, but it has been extremely prevalent in all of the discussions around the server slam. People need to realize that It's impossible to make a game that appeals to everyone. And if any game developer was to attempt such an endeavor, it would result in the most mid product in existence. It's completely okay to dislike Marathon, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. Just because you like something doesn't mean it's good. Just because you dislike something doesn't mean it's bad. And at the end of the day, I hope that Bungie just has a strong creative vision for what they want Marathon to be, and I hope they stick to it. That's all I've got for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.